Hey everybody and welcome to Geeks for Geeks. In this video we are going to create a simple paint application using Android Studio. So this is the application that we have. Here you can see on the top we have different colors that we can choose. So if you don't choose any color, by default we have this black color. Here you can see you can draw anything, and if you select the red one we have red marker over here. Then we have this blue marker. Here you can see here you can draw something with blue color, and then we have this white basically is the clear button. So if you click on this, everything gets clear and you can draw things from scratch again. So this is the application that we are going to create in this video. So let's go to the Android Studio. Here let's create a new project, and here we select the empty activity, hit next. Now the name of the application, let's call it paint app, right? And the language is Kotlin. We are going to use Kotlin for this project, and click the finish button. So Android Studio is now done with all the gradles and all. So this is our project. We have this main activity.kt Kotlin file, and then we have this XML file. Okay, so the first thing that we'll do is we'll first create our layout. So let's go to the split mode and remove this text view. We don't need this. And let's change the constraint layout to relative layout just for the simplicity. And the first thing that we need is we need a top toolbar kind of thing, right? So here we have the relative layout. Okay, let's use linear layout instead. So we have this linear layout. Width is going to be match parent and height is going to be wrap content, and then we have the orientation. Orientation is horizontal for this linear layout. And let's give the ID to it. So ID of this will be, let's call it toolbar. Okay, now inside this toolbar we have multiple buttons for blue, red and yellow, and then we have an eraser also. So let's define everything. So the first thing that we have is, okay, also we are going to use image button for that. Image button is kind of a button as well as image, right? So the width is going to be let's say 50 dp, and also height is going to be 50 dp as well. And let's have the ID of this as, this one is going to be red color. So we have this red color, and also let's give the background as, okay, let's also we need some colors. We have to add that colors to our resources. So go to the values, colors, and here we need some. Here these are the colors that Android Studio by default provide us, but we need some more. So let's simply go to the Google Chrome and search for color picker. So here let's search for the red one, and here is the red, and this is the code for the red color. So simply copy this and go to the Android Studio. Okay, let's first copy this, paste here, and let's call it red, and the code here is this one. So this is going to be the red color, right? So we are done with the colors. Now let's go to the XML file. Now here let's set the background of this image button to be red color. So here we have this red color, but if you look over here we have this to be circle. So to make the circle we have to create, okay, also the color is not same. So let's go to the Google Chrome and, okay, yeah, this will be more accurate. Right, now it will make more sense, this color. Also we have to create this background to be circular and the white outline for every colors. So let's do it. Okay, for that we have to create a custom drawable. So right click on this, go to new. Here we have this drawable resource file, and here the root element for that will be shape, right? And what I'm going to call it, I'm going to call it red background, because it's going to be the background of the red button. Now here the first thing that we have to do is we have to make the corners round. So we have the corners, and then we have this Android radius. Click on this and let's set it to be 50 dp. So okay, not like this. This is the corner radius, and also we have the white background. So we have this stroke, and then we have Android color. Let's set it to white. This is the white background, and we also have to set the width of the outline. So let's call we have this width, and let's set maybe 5 dp for this. Okay, 5 dp will be more. Let's set it to be 2 dp. Okay, and the next thing, we have to set the background color of this as red. So we have this solid, then Android color. Here we have red color, and that's it. Now let's go to the activity main.xml. Now here, instead of the background as simply color, let's set red background. Now here you can see we have this round, and also the white background is white and the outline is also white, so we cannot distinguish. So here we have this purple background of this linear layout. So let's set the background to be, we have purple 200. Okay, so this is how it will look like. We have the background of purple, we have red button with the white outline. So we are done with this button. Also, let's set the gravity of the linear layout to be center, and set the margin so that we have margin between two buttons as 10 dp. So let's simply copy this and paste 4 times. Okay, so this one was for red color, then we have blue color. Okay, then we have here as a black, right, black color. And the last one was actually white color, but it will act as an eraser. So we have to create now blue background, black background, and this white background as well. So let's create this. Drawable, right click, go to new, drawable resource file, and instead of selector we have shape, and name is going to be simply blue background, right? And everything will be same, so simply copy everything from here and paste here. Just we have to change the background to, okay, we don't have blue, we have purple 700. We can use purple 700 for the blue color as well. So this one is for blue color. Let's create one for we have black color, right? So shape, and file name will be black background. Okay, so let's again copy everything from here and paste here. Just change the color to be black. Okay, and the last one, that was white. This one will be shape, and file name is white background. Again copy everything from here, paste over here, and this one will be white. So let's go to the main activity main.xml. Now here we have red color. For blue color we have blue background, and for the black color we have black background, and for the white color we have this white background. And we are done, almost done with the toolbar. Here just one thing, we have round curves for the toolbar just to make it look more attractive. So we again have to create a custom background for the toolbar as well. So let's go to drawable, right click, go to new, drawable, and instead of selector we have shape. File name is going to be toolbar background. Okay, now here we have to set the corner radius. So we have corners, and instead of using radius will give corner radius to all 4 sides, but here you can see we just have 2 sides of toolbar to be curved. So what we'll use bottom left radius, and let's set it to be 30 dp. and again bottom right radius, again this one is 30 dp. Okay, we are done with the corner, and then we have the solid, which is the background for this one, and the Android color is going to be purple 200. Okay, so if I go to the activity main.xml, and instead of just giving purple color as a background, I will simply give toolbar background. So here you can see we have this round color effect. So now we are almost done with the. So now let's create a layout that will hold canvas for us. So after this linear layout, let's create a relative layout, and width is going to be match parent, and height is also going to be match parent. And okay, let's give the ID. Okay, this ID is toolbar, and this one will be always below the toolbar. So we have layout below toolbar, and that's it. So this layout, relative layout, will hold our canvas for us. So we are done with creating the layout for our app. Now we have to just write all the logics part. So to create a canvas where we can actually draw something, we have to create a custom view for that. So let's do it. So let's go to the project. Okay, first let me close all the things that we don't need. Okay, so let's go to the project, go to Java, then we have here our package, right click on this package, go to new Kotlin class, and let's call it paint view. This will be responsible for all our drawing. So hit enter, and here we have our paint view. Okay, before we do anything in this paint view class, let's go to the main activity.kt, and here initialize all our views that we have in our XML file. So we have these all image buttons. Let's initialize this. So here we have var, and let's call it a red button is equals to find view by id. We have this shortcut for find view by id. You simply type fb, and here we have that, and this is of type image button, and here we have r.id dot red color, and similarly we have other as well. Okay, and this one red button, then we have blue button, and this one has the id of blue color. Then the last one was black. Okay, black button, and here we have black color as the id, and this one was actually white color, but I am going to call it eraser, and this one has the id of white color. Okay, now let's set on click listener on all these buttons. So we have this red button dot set on click listener. Okay, we have red button dot set on click listener, this one, and similarly we have few more. Right, we have red button, then we have blue button, then we had black button, and the last one was simply eraser. So we have on click listener on all these buttons, right? Okay, so the next thing is we have to, since we are going to draw something, so drawing has two important things, the path and the actual paint. So let's create that. We have var, and let's call it path is equals to path, and make sure that you don't import it from java.nio.file. You actually need this android.graphics. So import accordingly. So this is the path, and the next thing is we have the paintbrush. So let's call it paintbrush, and this one is actually a paint. So here you can see we have this paint from android.graphics, and if you want to learn more about them, you can simply go and press command control plus control plus click on that button, and here you have the documentation of this thing. So if you want to know more, you can go and research on your own. Right. So here we have the path and the paintbrush. Now we have to access these two things, path and paintbrush, in this class of a paint view. But how we are going to do it? Okay, if we are using Java, we could have simply did like public static to declare something, global, that can be accessible throughout all the classes. But we don't have that in Kotlin. What we have in Kotlin is something called companion object. So whatever is inside this companion object, it is accessible throughout the application. So we are done with this main activity, and okay, let's show a simple toast message on all the button click just to see that if everything is working fine or not. So toast dot make text, we have context this, and the message is clicked, and the next thing is the time. So toast dot length short and dot show. So let's do it in all the button clicks over here, right? And what we can do is okay, let's just run the app and see if everything is working fine or not. So this is how our layout will look like. We have this toolbar over here, and if you click any of it, it says clicked. So the buttons are working fine, and we don't need this toolbar of this app which says paint app. So for that, what we have to do, we have to simply say support action bar. We have support action bar dot hide, and that's it. It will be fine. So let's run this again and see if we have our top action bar there or not. So this is how our app will look like after hiding the action bar. So we are done with the layout. Now we just have to write the functionality for drawing things in the canvas. So let's see how we are going to do it. So we are done with the things in the main activity. Now let's go to the paint view.kt. Now here we have this paint view. Now first of all, we have to extend it from the view. Now here we need this android.view. Okay, now it will definitely show an error because we have to implement the matching constructor of this view. But by default, when you use Kotlin in Android Studio, it doesn't give us the suggestion for implementing all the constructor. So instead of writing all the constructor from scratch, I can simply go to the Google Chrome and search for constructor. Here you can see we have this constructor of view in Android Studio Kotlin. So let's go to this website, and it have the constructor written for us. So here if I go down, and here is the constructor for view. So I can simply copy everything from here, go to Android Studio and paste it. Okay, get rid of these three dots and implement and import everything. So import this and import this as well. So as you can see, the error is gone from here, right? So these are the constructor. Instead of writing it from scratch, I can simply copy it from the Google, because it is going to be same in all the projects where you extend it from the view. So here is our constructor. Okay, now the next thing here, we have to declare some global variables like we did in the main activity. Here we have path and paintbrush that is accessible in the paint view, and similarly we need few global variables that can be accessible in main activity from this paint view. So let's do it. We have companion object, and here the first thing that we need is we have var, and this is path list. And okay, let me show you what it is. And this is equal to an array list. We have array list of path from android.graphics. Okay, so what this path list will do, it will store all the paths that we have drawn in the screen. And similarly, we need one more array list of colors. So we have color list. We need an array list of color because we have multiple colors in this project. So we have array list of, here the array list of is of type integer, because the colors that we have the return type of integer. Okay, I'll show you what it is. And the next thing is we have var, and let's call it current brush. This will holds the default value of the default color of the brush, and the color is going to be color dot black. Now if I select black, here you can see the return type is integer, and that's why I have taken an array list of integer. So this is black. So these are the things: path list, color list, and current brush. Default value of the brush, which is black, is also accessible in the main activity. Now the next thing that we have to do is we have to actually initialize our stroke or the path that we actually have to draw. So let's create a method that initialize our brush. So we have private fun, and let's call it init. And here the first thing that we have to do is we have to get this paintbrush that we have created over here. So we have paint brush. It will ask us to import, yes. So paintbrush dot is anti-alias. This thing is for making the texture smooth of our strokes. We'll set it to true, right? This is the first thing, and we have to set the color. So paintbrush dot we have color, and the color is whatever the current brush color is. And the next thing, we have to set the style of the paintbrush. So we have paintbrush dot we have style. Here is the style, and this is equal to paint. We have this paint from android.graphics dot style dot we have stroke. This is going to be the style of our paintbrush. And the next thing is we have stroke join. Okay, let me show you what is the stroke join is. Stroke join is equal to paint dot join. Okay, not paint view, we need paint dot join, and we have round. So stroke join is basically the end of any path. So if we set it to round, so the end of any path will be have round finish, although it is barely noticeable, but this round will have a good effect. So we are almost done, and the next thing is we have to define the width of our paintbrush. So we have paintbrush dots width. We have stroke width is equal to, let's say, 8f. Here f is the float value. Okay, here we just need one more thing, and okay, let me show you what it is. We have var, and let's call it params, and this is of type view group dot layout params, and it could be null, is equal to, initially we'll have the value as null, right? Now this params is basically responsible for what is the height and width of our canvas with respect to the parent layout. So let's initialize this as well over here. So params is equal to view group. We have view group dot layout params, and here we have to pass first the, okay, let me show you, view group dot layout params. We have dot match parent, and the next thing is view group dot layout params dot wrap content. So these are the things that we need to initialize our brush. And when the constructor is called, we have to call this init method. So here, this is our first call of constructor. So we'll pass the init over here, and similarly, we have it over here and over here as well. So till now we have initialized our brush. Now the next thing that we have to do is we have to register the moment of fingers on the screen, right? How the user is drawing things on the screen. So we have to get the right information. So for that we have an overridden method called onTouchEvent. So here, okay, first get rid of this. So using this method, onTouchEvent will get or register the movement of the fingers over the screen. And using this event, we will get the X and Y coordinate. So var X, okay, we don't want it to be nullable. So var X is equals to, we have event dot X. So like this, we have the X coordinate and we have Y is equals to event dot Y. Right. Now, according to this event, the actions that we got from this event, we have to perform certain different operations. So we can use switch statement, although we don't have switch statement, we have when statement in Kotlin. So we have when. Now we have to take event dot actions in consideration, right? We have to perform certain operation according to the actions of the event. So the first event is we have motion event dot action down, this one. So when this is the case, what we have to do, we have to move, we have path, okay, yeah, path dot, we have move to, we have to move from X to Y, and we'll simply return true after this. And the next thing is we have motion event dot action, we have action move. So when this is the case, what we have to do, we have to make the line. So path dot line to X comma Y, and we'll add this path to the array list that we have created over here. So here we have generated a path and simply path list dot add, and we'll add the path over here. Okay, and the next thing also will add the color to it, dot add, and we have to add the current brush, whatever the current color is. So here we'll simply pass current brush, and that's it. And after this, when nothing is the condition, we'll simply return false, right? And outside this, when we will do something called post invalidate. Post invalidate is basically used to inform the non UI threads that some changes has been done on the UI. It is very necessary to add after this when block, and after that we'll simply return false. So we are done with this. Now the next thing here is, okay, up to here we have the touch event. Now we have registered the touch of the user, but we don't actually have drawn something. So let's actually draw something on the screen. So for that we have this overridden method called on draw. Here you can see we have an on draw method. It takes a canvas, it has a canvas as well. So what we'll do, how we actually draw something, we have an array list of path. We will get all the paths from the array list and draw it one by one on the screen. So for I n, we have path list dot indices. Okay, we have indices, yeah. Here what we'll do, we have paintbrush dot set color, will set the color. So color list dot get, okay, no, we don't have get, we have simply I. So we'll get the current position, current color from the color list. And what the next thing we'll do, we'll simply draw canvas dot draw path. Here we have draw path, okay, draw, yeah, not paint, we have path, and here it is. Now we have to get the path actually, and how we'll get the path, we'll get it from the path list. So we have path list, and whatever the ith position path is, and you also have to pass in the paint. So we'll simply pass the paintbrush actually. This paintbrush is what we have created over here in the main activity. Okay, it is showing error, and yeah, it is not nullable. So that's it. Here we also have to do something called invalidate This is also quite similar to post invalidate. It is also informing the non-UI threads about the changes being done on the UI. So we are okay, we have the functionality of touch event, and we are drawing things on the screen according to the touch event. So now let's actually run the app and see if this thing is working or not. So here is our app up and running. Now let's try to draw something. Okay, it is still not working. So let's see what are the things that we have to fix. So it is not working for very obvious reason. So if you go to the XML file, here we just have a blank relative layout. We don't have any functionality to actually draw something on this relative layout. So for that, let's create a new, okay, layout. So right click on this new layout resource file and let's call it paint view. Now here we have to attach this XML to the paint view that we have created to perform all the functionality of this paint view. So here let's go up to here let's search for the paint view that you just have created. So here we have the package name and this paint view. So click on this. Now width is going to be match parent and height is also going to be the match parent, and that's it. This is how we have created the canvas, and we have to attach this canvas to the relative layout here in the main activities layout file. So here you simply type include and then we have to include layout, and here we have this paint view layout, and we are done. Now let's run this and see if this time it is working or not. So here is our app. Now let's try to draw something, and as you can see this thing is working now, but actually we don't have any functionality to change the color, so it will always be black. Now let's try to change the colors on the button click. So if we go to the main activity, here we have just toast message when button is clicked. So first of all we have to change the color of the paintbrush. So when red button is clicked, we have paint brush dot set color, and here we have to pass the color. So color dot, and we have red. This is for red color, but actually it won't just change color by writing this one piece of line. Let's create one method and I'll show you what this method does. So we have private fun and let's call it current color. What it takes a color as an input which is of type integer, right? Okay, this is int. Okay, now we will set the current. We have current brush, we have current brush from the another activity. So import this and we'll set it to the color that is passed over here, so that the data or the changed color also reflects in this class as well, in this class of paint view, right? That's why we have this method. If we just change the color over here, it have to do nothing in this activity. We have to inform this activity as well that color is changed. Also we'll create a new path, because when color is changed we have to also create a new path for that color. So new path. Okay, this is not how we create path in Kotlin. We just say path, that's it. So when we have changed the set this color to the color red, okay, let's use the proper syntax, right? The Kotlin syntax. And also let's call this method called current color, and here we will pass paintbrush. We have paintbrush dot color, and that's it. It will, I think it will work. So let's copy this and paste it in all the four different. Okay, eraser will have different functionality. So we have current color. Now here when blue button is pressed, we have to set the color to blue, and when black button is pressed we have to set the color to the black. And when eraser is pressed, what we have to do, we have to clear the path list array list, right? We have an array list, we have to clear it because it will clear all the paths that we have on the screen, and also clear the color list dot clear, and also we have to reset the path. This will act as our eraser, it will simply erase all the screen. So let's run this and hopefully it will work this time. So here is our app up and running. By default we have this black color. Let's select the red one and we have the red color. So as you can see, this thing is working. We have blue color, so here blue color is also working, and as I press on this clear button, everything gets cleared. So here is our app up and running. So that's all about this video. In this video we have learned a lot about paintbrush and the views, how we use views in Android Studio, how we create custom views, and how we create canvas. So yeah, that's all about this video, and hope to see you in the next video.